Thank you. Gosh, lots to reflect on. I think what I'm going to reflect on is maybe getting tasered. That's really scared me. I think I have a lot to think about and maybe to say at a different level. I'd like to, first of all, because I'm just in awe of Sam from this morning, and I'd just like to say thank you to her. It's not easy to do what we do, stand up here and actually bare ourselves to you and say what it's like. It's really hard. She helped me so much today, because quite often I stand up here and I think about all the things staff say to me. Oh, we don't do that. Oh, that doesn't happen. And actually when I hear my voices saying the same thing, because I hear 3 voices telling me all the time that this doesn't happen and no one believed me, and that just recreates even more trauma from my childhood. But to hear Sam clearly say a lot of the same things that I say and so many others has just blown me away. So thank you, Sam. And I will give you a hug. I couldn't have a hug at one time, but I can now. So I will, when I find you later. I couldn't find you at lunchtime. So that's the first thing. I hope I'm not going to get messed up with my papers. My parts, my multi-personalities do not like papers. And now there's been so many things to try and key in with this. I am going to get mixed up, so please just bear with me, okay? So you know my name. I'm a service user carer expert by experience. I lead on our no force, first and values-based recruitment, which I believe is a real big part of getting the right staff, doing the right thing at the right time in the right place. And that hasn't been easy because a lot of corporate services don't fully understand people like me and are concentrating on your risk all the time. And is Iris going to go off on one, or is she going to do this? And I'm really well behaved. I can really work hard, and I've had a lot of help and support to do that. I'm passionate about people, co-production, co-delivery and recovery, and person-centred care. And you know what? Actually, I'm just a person. I'm just me, and I'm proud to be here. I've seen so many familiar faces, and I do apologise if I don't remember names because I'm not allowed to remember names. I was never allowed to remember names, obviously, because I was not allowed to say who the abusers were. Okay, so I am not ignoring you, I'm not being rude. I just won't remember your name, but I'll smile. And if you watch my tweets, I always say, go and smile at someone, say hello. Doesn't cost anything, but means a massive amount to someone who's lonely or feeling a bit down or, lonely. I know that some of you have heard my story before, but I'm still going to give you a clear warning of the content. And what I'm about to share with you is very sad, so please feel free to leave the room if anything triggers anything off for you. I know you work in the environments, but still the same. You're human beings, and trauma might have happened to you. So that's my way of looking after you. So I'm just going to read a poem that I wrote over, 20 odd years ago now, my first therapy. And it just gives you a little bit of an idea of where my head is sometimes. And there's quite a few of these, so I don't remember writing them, but they're definitely mine. Memories that hurt so badly cloud my every thought. Tears and sadness no one else should ever have to share. Dare I tell these awful things swimming around inside my head? Or would it be better if I were dead? Deep down inside the ground, so no one would ever have to hear. I've just been listening to the gentleman here, and I thought we were making progress. And actually, in some areas, we're really letting children down because we haven't got the funding. We're not supporting schools, we're not supporting teachers, and we need to. There's so many out there. And I call self-harm silent scream. And I self-harm, still self-harm when I'm dissociated. And some of the things I'm called, attention-seeking. I'm not attention-seeking. And neither are the children that do that, or anyone that does that. We're not attention-seeking. We're crying inside and we don't know how to say. So always think about that when you may have to deal. I don't like that word, deal. I don't like, because that means like I think I'm in trouble. So when you think of that. It's a silent scream. And sometimes it's the only way to say. My history is of severe sexual, physical and mental torture from the age of 4 years old well into my late teens. The perpetrators were my mum and many men and women friends. The abuse happened daily, sometimes more than once a day. Of a weekend and was definitely more times, and at holiday times like Christmas, I was people's Christmas present. I believe that when I've seen people in our inpatient settings, obviously it's really hard at Christmas time, and staff used to tell me off for trying to get the Christmas tree down, because my mum used to put the Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve when the family came, and then take it down the night. And I spent years and years and years taking the Christmas tree down and couldn't leave it up. So it has a massive effect on you. And a lot of the time we self-harm more at Christmas because we blame ourselves and everything like that. And I'm at Christmas time I have to use more medication when maybe I shouldn't have to. And I'm much better at that now. And, you know, someone referred to my medication on the ward as my dinner. It was on that much. And they used to always leave me till last because it always took so much time to do a medication. When I was small, I was controlled to the extreme, although this was normal to me. I believed everyone's life was like this. I was silenced through fear. I could not tell. I was told lots and lots of time what would happen to me in explicit detail, that I would die, be put in the graveyard, and the crawlies would eat me up when I was awake. I knew my place. I knew when I could speak, what to say, where I could sit, when I could sit. She even controlled the time I could go to the toilet. My body let me down, and I never ever did get that bit right. When you're thinking of seclusion and being locked in a room, I was often locked in rooms for what seemed like hours, and I just used to wait and wait quietly. Before she went out, she'd say, "I know if you speak to anyone. I will know if you get off that chair." She knew exactly, and I always used to think, how's she doing that? But it was a threat, and it served its purpose because I didn't move. I lived in constant fear, trying to get it right, and I never did get it right. And as I'm speaking to you now, I'm quite cold, I'm goosebumpy, and I know there's a lot of you in here will probably feel the same. My passion for reducing physical restraint and other restrictive practices and seclusion, I think maybe as you're listening to me, are becoming really clear. And recovery is possible even from my abusive background. Although I'm not recovered, I still have a team to support me, and I truly believe that people like me can live a fulfilling, meaningful life, and I'm living proof of that. It is possible, and thanks to all of those who are walking alongside me on my journey. I'm here because of the changes people like you are making. I truly believe that. And I'm very proud and grateful to be here. And I'm going to make you laugh now. I've had so many diagnoses, and now an acceptance of who I am a little bit. But you know what? If you think about it, I've had that many. If I abbreviated them all and shoved them after my name, God, wouldn't that look great on CV? My God, I might get a job. Mind you, then again, people like me, PD people, carry machetes in their bags. I haven't found a bag big enough yet, okay? But I've got a big T-shirt. I was 23 stone on meds. I've got no hair under this wig, that's why I look young. And on the back, I've got this huge T-shirt, purple one, and it's got every single diagnosis on my T-shirt. And on the back, it's got MAD. MAD means making a difference. Call at me all you want, I've been called a lot worse, and I'll probably get called a lot worse again, so don't worry about it. And often people say I should stop talking, or I need to shut up. It's hard to believe that, isn't it, when you think you're trying to change things for people, for staff, and for service users and carers and families and everyone. And they keep saying, "I was shut up, sick of listening to you." My voices say, "I was shut up, sick of listening to you." Going on. I'm not going to stop people do that to me anymore, and I'm not going to listen. Right, because I want to let you know what restraint feels like. I need to help others who are re-traumatised by restraint. So at this time I want you to think of a little person. We all know them, little people, boys and girls. And I want you to think of if someone flung you on the floor And just as you said, Sam, someone's holding your head, one on each arm, one on each leg. They're shouting instructions at you. And at that time, I can't hear them. I've gone. I'm not in your world anymore. Back in that terrifying world I lived in all those years ago. You're recreating that abuse I suffered. I can see your faces, and I can see your mouths move. But there's no sound. There's no tears. There's no sound. So remember, I'm not in your world anymore. I'm back there. It's horrible. I can't put it into. Sam, we couldn't put it into words what it feels like. It's so devastatingly cruel. So we need to stop it. But I think we all always have to be realistic, okay? And that means I don't want to stop. That I'm not passionate about stopping it, because I am. But sometimes I need restraining from me, because I do so much damage to myself. My voices tell me I'm bad, I'm wicked, I'm dirty, I'm a naughty little girl, and I'm telling lies. And I'm not. But sometimes when you're not well, that's all you're hearing. So you punish. And I can't put it into words. So then if you recreate that, then I think I've been raped again. Been raped on my back and my front so many times. It pales into insignificance. But when that happens, that's what it recreates. If you let me go a little bit, so if you release just a little bit of me, then I'm going to get away from you. I don't want to hurt you. It's the last thing on my mind. I want to be good. I want to do as I'm told. I don't want to hurt you. But you let my hand go, oh my God, you watch this space. I'm crippled with arthritis. You don't get listened to. Do some. You can go on for years and years, go to your GP. This is hurting, that's it. You either get told it's your age and things are going to drop off when you get to a certain age, or it's all in your head. And I was strong enough to tell my GP a little bit time back that actually pain is in your head. And we're human beings. Your head can get sick as your body, and your body can get sick as your head. Okay? We come as a package. We need to treat both. So with all that in mind, I am passionate, but there are times when you're going to have to stop me hurting me. And you know what? That's okay. As long as you do it for the right reason, and you don't pile on me because I'm not taking my medication. You know, there's reasons why I can't take my medication, because I'm labelled as non-concordant. Right, can't spell that, but there you go. Because then go to school. I didn't know what non-concordant meant, but you come near me with a pill, any sort of pill, and go to give it me, whether it's a sublingual pill, I didn't even know what one of them was, but it's a pill. My mother used to fill me full of pills, wash them down with whiskey. I vomited, she shoved it back in my mouth. So don't come near me with a pill, okay? These are all things that happen, and they're damaging, they're so damaging. I'm not being naughty, I'm not being non-compliant or non-concordant. I can't take pills. If you come to get me with a pill, I will hit you, bite you, scratch you, spit in your face, all of those abhorrent things to me, but I'm scared of you, and I'll get out of your way. I call myself a feral child when I'm like that. I'm not scared. I think you're going to rape me. I think it doesn't matter who you are. Even people that nurse me, I work with today, I won't know them. I don't know my husband. I don't know my family. I'm not in your world anymore. So that's why I'm so passionate about doing this, you know, and it's not easy for us. It's not easy for any of you. We're changing the way people think. We're changing about the way we care about people. Caring isn't putting us on the floor, pulling your drawers down and sticking a needle in your bum in front of everyone. Think about everyone else on the ward that's witnessing that. You ask staff, they don't want to do it. They didn't go into nursing to do that. Right? So I often hear staff say that, you know, these ideas of reducing restrictions are putting staff and public at risk. The evidence and a lot of the data, and there is data coming in now, you know, some of it's not good, some of it is good. As long as we're all trying, and we're all trying to do this, I don't care, as long as we're trying, and it is getting better. I'm seeing those results a year on from when I spoke here. It's changing. You're seeing those little nuggets of gold, you're seeing how hard the staff are working, and it's starting to show. And I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it. Some of the staff are coming to me. I had a staff member coming to me a while ago, and we'd done an engagement sessions. In MerseyCare, we've rolled out No Force First by doing engagement sessions. So we started off on sort of 3 wards, then we went to, or 4 wards, then we went to 12, and then now it's rolled out right across the trust. And it's taken time and dedication and enormous patience. People said it couldn't be done, and the statistics are showing now, yes, it can. It takes time. And sometimes it's like treading quicksand. Dave, my colleague, and I go out, and we get some really good responses, and then we go out, and you come out and think, why don't people get this? You're like, oh, if it happened to them or their family or their loved ones, as Sam said, they'd be so different. If it happened to them being pinned to the floor, it would be so different. So we've rolled it out, and it isn't easy. I'm not going to say it is. But we are seeing some really good things. I think I've lost my bit of paper, as I said I would. The statistics are now that, the sickness rate, as someone said before, has gone down. The assaults on staff have significantly gone down. And that's got to be a good thing. People like me aren't getting hurt. Because if you put me on the floor now, you'd break my arms. Think about doing that to the elderly. I've seen the elderly being pinned to the floor. You're going to break things. I feel sometimes like I've got dementia when I've dissociated. I've got an illness called now dissociated identity disorder, which at the drop of a hat, a smell, a sound, a certain tone, and I'm gone. I won't remember where I am, who my family is, and that's frightening. So if you think of an elderly person, it's the same. I can't use my mobile phone sometimes, although I use it. But all of a sudden I can't use it. I broke the washing machine 3 times this year, thinking it was a cupboard, because I was back in the past and there's this, what I think is a cupboard. And then my shoes have gone, in the cakes have gone, I couldn't find them later on. They were in the washing machine and I couldn't even hear the noise of the drum breaking with the shoes. I've been banned from using the washing machine now. Isn't that great? I'm going to do the washing. How wonderful is that? Reporting of incidents has gone up, but we should be reporting incidents anyway. Yeah? So that may skew the figures a bit. We need to look at that data. We need to look at the reporting of data and debriefing, because then we can find out what maybe led up to that restraint, what led up to someone being secluded, and help support the staff to stop this happening. So if the police looked at my advance statement, maybe I wouldn't get tasered. They'd know what had happened to me. They'd know how to approach me. They wouldn't use that certain tone. It's the same for our staff. If they know a little bit about you, they're less likely to seclude you or hurt you or restrain you. When I had that member of staff, we did an engagement session, and she was so brave. She came up and she said, Iris, I am so sorry. I didn't know. And she was really brave. And I thanked her for that. I didn't particularly like her, but I did thank her, because all I can remember is a hurt in me. But maybe it's not their fault either, because if they're scared of you when you're kicking and biting and punching and scratching and pulling hair, maybe they don't know what to do with you. And but if we work together, and I'm big on co-production, recovery and co-delivery, but not bandying the word down round, right? Don't just say you've got someone in recruitment and selection, and we've got one sitting on the end of the table. What am I doing? Absolutely nothing. So co-production, co-delivery and recovery is absolutely vital, to work together with people like me and Sam and so many others who can tell you from the core of the very being how it feels to be treated like that. And how would you've got to ask yourself when this is happening, how would you feel if someone you love, someone you cared for, you came in and you saw them pinned to the floor? Bottoms in the air, people around you, so degrading. And when you do that, and that recreates the abuse for me, I weep. I'd hear a certain tone. I could be at the shops. This is how devastating sexual, physical, mental torture which is why we need to think about children from a very early age. If they're displaying behaviours like that, or you're seeing what is perceived as bad behaviour, ask. Try and find a sensitive way and ask, because if we ask and we get to children young enough and we put the money in, then actually we can help them and support them not to end up going through the mental health system and ending up with, I don't know, I've lost count now of how many diagnoses I've got to collect them now. So when people refer to me as a PD person, I actually say, can you please put the MBE on that? I'm a PD person with an MBE. I'm someone with a personality disorder. I've got dissociated identity. I've got an illness. I can't help it. I didn't choose to be like this. I'm going to give you a really, just before, I don't know how much time I've got.
About 5 minutes.
Okay. Right, I want to talk, I've been given a privilege of telling you a story about one of our service users. Andrew was a service user in one of our units who was extremely distressed and extremely challenging in terms of both attempted assaults and incidents in self-harm following his admission. This period coincided with a period in which many of the regular staff took leave during the summer holidays, and others took time off after being hurt during physical intervention. While the positivity and the determination to support Andrew remained clear, it was clearly a difficult time for him, for staff, and one of incredible distress for Andrew's family. Staff, while facing real challenges during this period, continued with positive risk-taking through consultation with the family, for example, trips out in the minibus, and they were facilitated, often at times when Andrew was quite distressed. It may have been easier or tempting to withdraw this activity, as often we see. Gradually, with person-centred, tolerant, non-intrusive approach formulated through the team and the family, improvements occurred. The investment of compassion and the team maintained resulted in the gentleman being successfully discharged from the unit a few months later. The family wrote to the staff to thank them, and this always gets me, as it will with you. To each and every one of you, we cannot thank you enough for all your care, support throughout the worst time of our lives. We'll never forget you. Norman Lamb was so right. We do need to celebrate the great work that is being done. People always say about the bad, but do you know what? How much good work is going on that goes unnoticed in our NHS and in all the areas of care. Data is important to what we do, but the human story behind the spike is really good and incredibly powerful. As an organisation, we want to learn from the spikes. When you see these graph things, I didn't get my head around that, statistics and all that. I do now, I understand why they're there. Yeah, I'm not clever. But when you see them, boards will go, oh, we're getting this wrong. Oh my God, the staff are all wrong. And Iris goes along and says, actually, let's think about this, guys. What do? We get people like me in services, work really hard when I can be the most difficult person in the world. I don't mean to be. I'm difficult, I'm hard to manage, I swear, I throw things, all of that. That might just be a few days. So we get people better, we get them into the community, back to their families, and then we get a batch more of people in who are crucially unwell. So what's going to happen? It's going to spike until we work with people, we look at them, we listen to them, we listen to their families, and that spike eventually reduces and it comes down. And then you know what? Something might trigger something again, and in a few days it might go up, and then it comes down. And then eventually it levels out. But if we haven't got a narrative underneath it to say why the spikes happened, then we're not doing ourselves justice, because we are getting people better, we are getting them home, we are getting them well, and we are reducing physical restraints and other restrictions. So we want to learn from everyone, and there's loads of initiatives going on, Safe Wards, all of them, No Force First, the other stuff that we've talked about this morning. It's all amazing. We've all got to work together. From a purely statistical viewpoint, we are vigilant to ensure that any sudden increases are carefully monitored. If we see sustained increases, we would be concerned about something more profound happening on our wards at a cultural level, about something more profound. So we need to get a handle on that straight away. The story and its impact on our data is something that we want to share, celebrate, learn from in the same way as we're happy to present our more positive data. It is only this transparency, such as impressive reduction on assaults in our staff, and I can't remember them now, my head's gone. But you know what, we're doing really well. So are you guys. You know, even it increases, there's always a reason why it increases. We're either not getting it right, we're not training our staff well, but we're doing it. And we need to celebrate that and say thank you to the staff. It makes a massive difference if we thank people. So a more positive note to take away from me. As you can see, I haven't shut up. Yeah, and I'm not going to.
You're about to.
Well, I know. I've never been thrown off before. That's a blessing of having the service user up here. Sorry. If we work together to support and enable change, we have to do that together. I'm learning every single day. All my parts, all of them, 13 or 14 of them. The little ones are soaking all the education up like a sponge, and I'm learning. I can even use a computer, sort of. Not very well. I will never give up. I will always listen and hear both the people we care for and our staff. I am seeing a massive difference working in this way, and the hope it's given to so many, and staff as well. We're difficult to work with. It's hard. Field you work in, we're hard and we're difficult. I'm so proud to be working with so many amazing staff and service users and carers. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to the teams I work within. God, without them, I wouldn't even be here. They enable me to be here today, to travel to be here today, because I can't travel on my own. They don't keep seeing me as a risk. Yeah, they know my illness, they know what I'm like, and they know why. So they don't treat me as an idiot, and they treat me as if I've got brains and like a human being. And I need to thank MerseyCare and all those staff who started me on this journey and have kept me alive, gave me the strength to carry on. They never, ever gave up on me, even when I gave up on me. I've seen many of them from students and now managers. How wonderful is that? It's because of all those people I can now try my very, very best to help others and give them hope to have a life, either with their illness or without. Yeah? I challenge each and every one of you today to go away and create the right conditions for people like me to flourish. Thank you for listening.